Crystal Palace are out of the FA Cup. The holders of the 25-26 season, no, I lie, the 24-25 season are out of the FA Cup to Macclesfield Town. Now, I pulled up the table just a second ago. Macclesfield Town are sitting pretty in 14th in National League North. Um, they played. It was an artificial pitch, so make of that what you will. If you're a believer in the type of pitch sort of conspiracies and stuff like that, but they looked outplayed by a National League opposition when it mattered. And they've got a decent goalkeeper, Crystal Palace, in Walter Benitez. And my God, was that second goal, that was terrible. The Macclesfield Town player should never have been able to score that. It was a P roller. It didn't even look nice, and yeah, that's ridiculous. And I mean, Palace put out a strong side, a side that should have comfortably, beat this Macclesfield team. Walter Benitez, Mark Gahey, Jeremy Pino played. He did score. Actually, he scored Crystal Palace's only goal. It was a nice goal. It came from a free kick. But that's about it. I don't have much to say on that. We pull up the stats. Crystal Palace had 72% of the possession, but they were out. Yeah, they were outshot. So Macclesfield had 13 shots to 12. Which is crazy with the sheer amount of possession that they had in the game. Only 28%. They had 13 shots. Is pretty crazy, but all credit to them. That's the magic of the cup, right? So there will be a different FA Cup winner this year, which is cool. I like how that changes all the time for the FA Cup. I think it's good, and we'll see where this goes. What else? Wrexham yesterday beat Nottingham Forest too. So that is another cup set. Liberato Cachace with the first goal. And I think his first goal for Wrexham as well. Kiwi man. That is good news heading into a World Cup year. Chelsea beat Charlton away 5-1. Sort of expected with the squad Chelsea have. But then, like we just saw, anything can happen. Man City beat... Who did they beat? Exeter 10-1. There's not much to say about that. So we should expect City to beat a team like that. But City's a different breed, and I feel sorry for any team like that. It would have been nice actually to see it being played at Exeter. I think that's a different story then. I think when you have to go to those lower league sides and you don't have the comforts of your saunas, your ice baths, your big luxurious changing rooms, your pitch size and all that sort of stuff. I think it is a different kettle of fish, and obviously that's what Palace face today, going away to Macclesfield. May that scoreline not have got as big if Man City had to go to Exeter. Who knows? I remember Liverpool played Exeter one year in one of the cups, and it wasn't fun, I think. But at that stage, I think we had like John Flanagan and players like that. That would have been under Klopp early doors. Newcastle beat Bournemouth on penalties. That's probably, you could probably say that game goes either way anyways. Spurs lost again. This time they lost to Villa. And not much to say about that one, because both sides put out pretty strong teams. So you'd say they both put out same sort of lineup that they would if they're playing each other in the Premier League. So I think it gives sort of a clear reflection on how Spurs are performing in the league and how Villa are as well. So to lose at home to Villa, that's them out of the cup. I'm not actually sure what Spurs have left to play for this season. They're in Europe still. They out of the Carabao Cup. I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's not looking good for them. I mentioned possibility of Frank being under pressure. I'm not sure. This doesn't do him any favors. I didn't mention in that last video that there was that whole shambles around that Arsenal Cup that was left in the Bournemouth away dressing rooms, and then Thomas Frank was captured with one of those in his hands, and that seemingly didn't go well on social media. Wolves put 6 past Shrewsbury Town, which is good for them. Wolves have struggled this season. Clearly, they're one of the teams that is probably going to go down. I think it's the first time they've managed to score past 3 this season, and I think they only got their 3 recently. Again, could be wrong. And then what we got coming up: Arsenal away to Portsmouth. Portsmouth are currently sitting 4th bottom in the championship. That'll be interesting. It'll be cool. It'll be good to see what sort of team Arsenal put out. I think Portsmouth are sort of riddled with injuries at the moment, and they're not having the greatest of season. But that'll be interesting. So they go away to Portsmouth, sitting 4th. West Ham play host to QPR, which will be good. That'll be a very good game, and I want to say QPR have a decent chance going into that game overnight. Manchester United take on Brighton, and then we got Liverpool taking on Barnsley in Tuesday evening. Now, there was a few Africa Cup of Nations games overnight or this morning. Mohamed Salah's Egypt knocked out Ivory Coast, so they're going to take on Senegal. Sadio Mane, Senegal. So that'll be a good game. That'll be a good game because I believe these two had to play off to make the last World Cup. Mane versus Salah. So the winner of that will go into the AFCON final. On the other bracket on the other side of the bracket, I believe we've got Nigeria taking on Morocco for that spot in the final. So it's a good, very, very strong Final Four, which is good, and you like to see that. So Salah scored again this morning, and he is trying everything that he can do to get that title for Egypt. So long may that continue. Other news. Leeds take on Derby too. That's a game that I missed. That's 10 o'clock this evening. Leeds take on Derby County. Some Bundesliga games. If anyone's interested in Bundesliga, I would love to talk about that because I follow the Bundesliga a bit. And yeah, that's about it. I do want to mention Semenyo scored. Semenyo scored on debut, which is impressive. So he scored for not only Bournemouth this week, but he scored for Man City this week. Crazy how that works. Yeah, if you did enjoy this, and if you would like to see any Bundesliga content, please let me know in the comments. We'll be back with probably a reaction to the results tomorrow and a bit of a preview for the Liverpool game. All right, bit shorter than usual, but thank you for watching. We'll see you later.